Hello traders, welcome at this Bitcoin educational video. I would like to go over yesterday price action because it left some people confused, some people got, panicking. Let me show you what actually happened there so you can understand. It was really big opportunity for you. I was guiding group live over this, yes, before it happened, so that was important. So we will combine it with some Discord posts. Also some YouTubers, some Twitter, crypto Twitter, and some groups were bearish. They were calling like big targets on Bitcoin to the downside, breaking 80,000 and lower, while we got bounce of 88%. So you grab liquidity from those people as well. So we know market moves in liquidity, especially in bear market. Market always tries to grab nice liquidity. It happened yesterday as well. So if you go, we are using hyblock to identify liquidity. So if we turn on liquidity, we can see what happened. It was medium liquidity node, yes. So you can see how you're creating these liquidity nodes. Multiple lows here created major liquidity node because you have like multiple stop losses of people and so on. Now we had just one low here and a bit of range, but it's pretty small one. So market didn't have time to build enough liquidity for major liquidity node. So we ran 80% of it, and on Tether pair on Bybit we ran actually to 18,100, which so I liked. We actually destroyed people on Bybit on this, and we ran that liquidity node fully. Yeah, so that was your first major confluence to actually look for trades. And I said in the group, you can see what I said over here. We are approaching area of maximum reward opportunity starting from 18,450 in case we start another big rotation of the range. But for that, a lot of power will be needed. So if you zoom out, we are in 3-month range. Where are your areas of opportunity? Of course, you trade the range until you have the range. If you lose the range, you will look for another range, for neighboring range. But for now, this is still area of maximum opportunity. We are getting less bounces, but that's perfectly fine. 8% bounce is great. You look for shorts at the top of the range, you look for longs at the bottom of the range until you hold. So you don't panic there. You don't panically sold into support. So you had that confluence. You took liquidity. Yeah, high time traders, they got their swing failure pattern. What else you got there? We can go over things. So let's start with market structures. Market structure, the local one from this range was in close proximity. We lost it with VIX on liquidations, and then we quickly reclaimed it. Yeah, so that was perfectly fine. VA local, so volume profiles, we had one more untouched VWAL from 18 to 19 June here. It was the range we created when Bitcoin went for yearly lows. It was untouched, so that range was rotated also. And when you raise rotation, people usually take profit. Yes, so target hit for them. High volume nodes, they are really clear here. That range also created high volume node, which was also hit. You look for trades in high volume nodes. It's one of the major confluence for you. That was also hit with point of control. Anchor VWAPs, they are all above, so that's not so important. Order blocks. We hit 4-hour order block midline. We know 4-hour order blocks are really great for trades. Now, if you turn on things, you can see that order block before it was like so pivotal because it changed huge market structure. Already gave us massive bounce of 30%, yeah. So, but you still have the body left from the order block, so midline and rest of the body. So, order block was another major confluence for you to look for nice trades down there. Let's go further. Extensions. Let me turn on which are the one I need. Yes, this one. This is the extension we are tracking since we topped out at 25k. It started with the series, with this high here, market structure breakdown, lower high, and since then you got the targets. You got don't ignore this, but you got this first big target here. 221 was one of them. Yeah, first major target, 1-to-1 extension, and then you had this 261. So you hit massive short target. You always, when you hit like nice points, you want to have shorts on your side, so they will be taking profit, which means they will be buying on the market. So you have extra force in the market. So extension targets were hit. Anything else? It was also 2 to 1. Which one? Yes, this range, because this range gave us deviations to the upside, and this range but I will go over it now. Balance zones is a lot better here. Yes, you can learn balance zones in our group. It's pretty cool. You know, this range gave you targets to the upside, each one gave you trade, and now we are hitting targets. So even if you continue down here, you know where to look for another target and a trade area, waiting at 17,952 and 1743. Okay, on daily time frame, let's have a look. Okay, we can also go back to Discord. I just want to check, and I will show you how actually we entered, how I guided group. Before I was mentioning those supports, and now I gave group to the like very simple plan. So how to see sign of power or in this situation? So for me it was Binance swing failure pattern will confirm, change of local market structure, and reclaim of 18,077.5 daily. So let's have a look. We can have a look on Bybit directly for this. Yes, I was already showing that one of the members. So this was our liquidity region. So we took it at first. Then you stopped out people. It was another liquidation run, but it created local swing failure pattern on really high velocity and volume. So as a scalper, you had advantage. You could enter. You could enter here on this local swing failure pattern on 1 or 2 accounts. It's up to you. As a day trader, you could also enter, and you needed wider stop loss below supports, yes, because supports were holding here. So you had multiple opportunities to enter, but market was still very choppy. It was not confirming swing failure pattern on these lower time frames. So that's why I said, you know, Binance swing failure pattern confirmed will be one step, and change of local market structure another one. So, and you did these two things at once. Binance swing failure pattern region, the low was here somewhere in this region. You arrived here. You see you're already creating potential change of character. So you can, if you take this high here, you will change market structure. So, and you did, really nice volume push and so on. So, and you created swing failure pattern on Binance as well. Very good. Now as a day trader, you must take some profits off. It's area of previous range. High volume node was here. And you got this important daily, because this daily is like barometer for the past 24 hours in the market. It's giving you bias. So because market confirmed you, it's trading the daily here, yeah. You've got bounce 1.1% from that daily and naked poke there, like two of them together, confluence. Now you lost the daily. It even like you had a retest and down. So the bias changed for the downside, same way to the upside. So it was still resistance. You took some profits here. You could be adding. And as soon as you reclaim the daily, you got a massive push on. You see on 1 minute is a bit choppy, but on 5 minute or bigger time frame, you can see that very clearly. Yeah, what's happening? Even now, the daily today, look here, we arrived to the dollar to the daily, and you are again bouncing. So very super important daily. Why it's so important? You know, market and market gives you answer for that. The charts give you answer. We can say why, because it's one of the lowest daily this year. The close, yeah, here. So you see, if market is start to lose or even close below that, it will create more bearish momentum. So it's like bias, yeah. You trade above, all good. You lose it, you close below, then it opens doors to more dailies below us, yeah. So very important to know. So the plan was very clear. We reclaimed daily. We got big upside. It was major money maker. We enjoyed move to the upside. I was showing what we bounced from. That's fine. Now let's go to the chart. So we had this daily, also on a weekly. We had market structure weekly, and this weekly was from, this is 2 years old weekly, so very old, but it's still valid. Monthly above us. We took naked box, that's fine. We hit previous week val as well, so it was more confluence for you. Market structure medium terms are not here. Okay, maybe I can show you this as well. So you see the Bitcoin when we were pump pumping and creating bull market. This was December range. This was December range, and it gave us two big high volume nodes. This range here. It was 1 month range. This is the reason. Like you see the massive pump here. Do you see any range here? Bitcoin didn't even stop here. Yeah, Bitcoin. The market moves always on volume. So where did we expect another support here in this region here? So that's why we are bouncing, holding here for 3 months. This previous range become our support. You can see that big bounce for 40%. It's still, even today, even yesterday, it's still that high volume node offered us support. Why you offered us support? So that range was traded only a couple of hours here when Bitcoin lose the low. So there was no time for market to actually to trade more that range, to trade at more high volume nodes. Yes, there. So you see the reaction again, and you will be again watching that secondary high volume node. If you do swing failure pattern, you hold it, you know it was helping as your confluence. And you see that's how you prepare to the downside. You also check more range. One important note, I was posting it in our Discord. I posted really nice cheat sheets for traders, you see, so they can copy all the important levels. I did, my chartings are spot on, so you can stop video and check it here. But I'm mentioning, the range where Bitcoin bounds at the moment, the ranges below us are not so strong as the one we have. So the next support is truly 12K, just from bull market perspective and the volume in that pump, in that. Yes, I have also TPO charts. You see why we are so resisting here, because it's like low volume. It's high volume node of the major range of 3 months, and another high volume node is starting. So you have a lot of resistance in this region. It's not easy for Bitcoin to go up if it trapped so many people. Okay, so liquidity we went over. FIPS we went over. Extensions, medium time frame, that's one old one. Balance zones, yeah, it's a big one. Can show you one more balance zone here. This one, yes. So this balance zone was created when we made this pivotal. When we actually put like solid foundations for the range, we made the pull, and all these targets gave us trade on a first touch. And now you have same things to the downside, and 0.75 is still like providing support. It's like more like zone, and mid of the start of the range is now rejecting. Yes, so you can the levels were traded on a first touch. It's high probability trade, but they still give you bias, and when to take some nice profits and so on. So that was also part of the part of it. And you can also see why you can't be as much greedy, because for now you reject entry. You have like double or three walls here, so you are rejecting entry back to that range. So you must take profit here. You can be greedy until you reclaim, and you can add on pullback. So that's why you are. Ambush market theory is super useful, for your trading. And one more thing we can show, it's you hit market structures and you hit them. These are 1 or 2 years old or even more. You see how well they provided us supports before. This one, yeah. So again, another big bounce from market structure, and another. And they are old, yes, so they are like 2 years old. So you better look at them from higher time frames. You can't look at them from 1 minute time frame. Yeah, they are at least 1 hour time frame. Yeah. My market structures are one of the best. Yeah, so you use it as confluence, because this is valid for most markets in the world. Let me check. 4-hour time frame. So just checking. So you had these. You see, that's why also like people shorted, because they see the trend lines. Trend lines, you know, I consider secondary confluence is not a major confluence, and is usually used for fake outs of the retail, yeah? Especially when you like break them. Like some of them, they are secondary confluence, so geometry is okay, but above geometry you always have horizontal levels and the liquidity and so on. Yeah, this one is coming from our bear market. Then you see there was some nice rejections. Yeah, but we saw other things. We saw like you had the 250 million walls on just on Binance, so you had big confluence there. Yeah, it was not just trend line. So I hope it was very clear for you why we bounced. It was really maximum opportunity time. Tomorrow FMC is coming, so big volatility to come. More downside is probable for all risk on assets. Maybe I can show you a few more tools we use at the end. Like they were helpful. So definitely our TRDR templates are useful. You see heavy supports from bands. Orderbooks skewed heavily to buy side. So this was from orderbooks. You had more confluence. You were looking for trades. Huge liquidations. You see liquidations are always accompanying for last parts of the move. 18 million liquidations here. So you know you are approaching potential lows. You watch many things TRDR, you can learn in the group, you know, funding rate. Look at the funding rate. Yeah, it dropped like crazy. That was forced selling. Lots of people, I know you got even people selling into the resistance. Yeah, you watch for that CVD. So funding rate was also very negative. So it created this balance of the market. The market find balance a bit later. Yeah, you see it found balance actually here from that funding rate. So you got multiple. You combine things. We've got so many tools. You can do beautiful trades every single day when you learn them. Don't trade from one level, from one tool. It's just not possible. Yeah? You will lose money. You need to combine all advanced market maker principles. So TRDR was super useful. Of course, we use Exo for order flow. And then I was watching walls. As always, the market makers are really scared, and we had some walls at the bottom, but it was not like something crazy like we saw at the top. So it was more based on market buying. There was not as much limit buying, but especially on Binance, yeah, for this. I use Okitoki, of course, to have really fast overview over market and order books. Operator is fantastic. Also, we use that. And one more maybe Confluence for our trading yesterday. Let's have a look. This is very complex template where you watch CVDs. So let's have a look on our bottom. Yes, and so this was our bottoming yesterday, and I really started to be like happy in positions with more patience, because CVD can train your bias, can give you more patience. So you had to take profits, and you can even add when you get pullback and you see nice CVD. So we use this template along with the deltas. You can even monitor single exchanges if some excess is created. CVD was also signaling you yesterday to add to position or to hold on to your trades, because you see market was going sideways. Market was going sideways, but we CVD now both delta and on perps and spot reached the delta same as we had on lows, but price did not. So there was a lot of selling absorbed, and in the end it played out to the upside. They were forced to close position, so they added fuel to the upside. So CVD was really great as well on the upside, and especially at this bottom here. So all these things came together, you see, and you've got really, and I did 125 posts just in our Discord yesterday, and all of them giving plan. So it was really helpful. So if you like what you saw, you can join our Discord and learn to trade with us. And I wish everyone good trading and see you in the group. Bye guys.